So, it's been reported that Bergdahl has expressed that he's ashamed of being an American. I sympathize. I catch myself being ashamed of being an American too. It's hard not to with what liberalism is doing to this country. But I have to check myself and clarify that I'm thankful to be an American. It's certain Americans and pretty much all things associated with leftists that I'm ashamed of. And it looks like Bergdahl is turning out to be one of those examples.
I think what's happening. Propaganda.
One of the reasons why I'm thankful to be an American is because I appreciate the concept of being innocent until proven guilty. So I don't want to be a member of a firing squad shooting a verdict at somebody before they've been formally tried. Even though Bo's father isn't really helping his case very much by welcoming him home with a nod to Islam with his Arabic greeting. Why don't you just go ahead and put the blindfold on Bo for the firing squad while you're at it? Oh, never mind. Looks like Bo is already blind, being that he seems to be a little in the dark about who he's supposed to be fighting for. Or maybe his visual impairment could be indicated by him not seeing where he was walking since he just walked off his base. Maybe he was blind because he missed the first general order you're supposed to learn in the Army. You know, that one that says, I will guard everything within the limits of my post and quit my post only when properly relieved. But I can't stick with that theory because it's been reported that he left a note, which I reckon means he had the sight to write, which I reckon was also polite. I can appreciate the courtesy of leaving a note. He left a little Dear John for the Army. Roses are red, violets are blue, screw America and the Army too. I'm paraphrasing, of course, but I'm just pointing out that it doesn't look good for him. And of course, it doesn't look good for Obama either, who negotiated with terrorists for the release of 5 bosses for one alleged turncoat. Not only is Obama not supposed to negotiate with terrorists, he's not even very good at it. Then again, maybe he wasn't supposed to be very good at it. I think it's safe to say that if any one of our loved ones were abducted, we would have to bite our tongue off to not shout for a trade. But once that happens, the terrorists can rely on that tactic and up the stakes. The Obama administration just put a lot of people in even more danger. But in this bad trade, which was a bad idea, the weakness or the evil plot of this administration is demonstrated further by the released terrorists being allowed a lot more freedom to roam than what was initially allotted. So either Obama is weak and caved on the negotiation, or he's an accomplice to a plan of releasing 5 terrorists over an alleged turncoat who cost the lives of servicemen who were trying to find him. This stinks like BO. No pun intended. Well, kinda. Why invite this kind of trouble? Wouldn't Tamarisi have been a more practical issue to resolve? What's the matter, Obama? You didn't like that big tattoo of the Jesus reference he had on his chest? And I think his heritage is Persian. I've been trying to narrow down his background because he certainly doesn't look like he's one of those Aryans the conservative types supposedly only care about. But this negotiation with terrorists just drops in more coal to get people more hot for Obama's impeachment. Now, when people talk about impeaching Obama, I start shaking my head, no matter how impeachable I think he is. But I gotta say that it's getting really hard to not agree with pushing for impeachment. I mean, hey, how much damage can Biden do in the few months after Obama's ousted, right? I'm Alfonso Rachel with Zonation, and I'm not at all one of those who believe that 9/11 was an inside job. If it was, it's the green industry who benefited the most from it, who took the opportunity to promote their industry by negative campaigns of oil for blood. This was an inside job to go to war for oil. See, oil is evil. We have to go green. Anyway, considering this whacked out negotiation event, it looks like an inside job. This stinks like BO, no pun intended. Well,